If you're over 60 and you keep waking up at 3 a.m., it's probably not insomnia, but most doctors will tell you it's stress, or your bladder, or just aging. Maybe they'll suggest melatonin or sleeping pills. Here's the truth. Your body is doing 5 very specific things at 3 a.m. that younger people don't experience the same way. And when you understand what's actually happening, you stop fighting it and start sleeping through it. I'm going to walk you through all 5. By the end, you'll know exactly which one is waking you up, and more importantly, what to do about it. Let's start with the one nobody talks about. Before we dive in, tap the like button. It helps this reach more seniors who need it. And tell me where you're watching from. Drop your city or country in the comments. Now let's begin. Reason number 1, your liver working overtime. Your liver doesn't sleep. Between 1 and 3 a.m., it's doing its heaviest detox work, filtering blood, breaking down hormones, processing fats, metabolizing everything you ate that day. And when it's working this hard, it generates heat. Not the kind of heat that makes you sweat, but enough to raise your core body temperature by 0.5 degree or more. That metabolic heat can pull you out of deep sleep. You might not even feel hot when you wake up, but your body registers the change. And that shift is enough to transition you from deep sleep into lighter sleep or full waking. Here's how to tell if this is your cause. When you wake at 3 a.m., check in with your body. Do you feel slightly warm? Maybe a little restless? Not sweaty, but not cool and comfortable either? Do you find yourself pushing the covers off or flipping the pillow to the cool side? If yes, that's liver activity. This is actually a good sign. It means your liver is working hard and doing its job. But as we age, we become more sensitive to internal temperature changes. Our thermoregulation isn't as smooth as it used to be. Younger people experience the same liver detox cycle, but their bodies adjust without waking them up. For seniors, that slight temperature increase is enough to disrupt sleep. Keep your room cooler than you think you need. 65 to 67 degrees is ideal. And avoid heavy fatty meals late at night. The more your liver has to process, the hotter it runs. Now that's important to know. But this next one, this is the one that feels like panic, like something's wrong, even though nothing is. Reason number 2, the blood sugar panic. While you sleep, your blood sugar naturally drops. Your body uses glucose for energy even while resting. And normally, your liver releases stored glucose to keep levels stable. But after 60, that glucose regulation isn't as tight. Your hormones change, insulin sensitivity shifts, and your liver's glucose release can become less consistent. So when your blood sugar dips too low around 3 a.m., your body thinks you're in danger. It releases adrenaline and cortisol. These are survival hormones, your body's emergency response system. They spike you awake, fast, and you feel heart racing, mind suddenly alert, maybe even anxious or panicky. Sometimes your hands feel shaky or cold. It's not a nightmare. It's not anxiety. It's a blood sugar crash feeling like one. Here's the test. When you wake at 3 a.m., do you feel wired, heart pounding a little, wide awake like something's wrong, but you can't figure out what? Does it feel like your body is on high alert for no reason? That's your body trying to correct low glucose. This explains why some seniors who eat a small snack before bed sleep better. You're not stress eating. You're stabilizing blood sugar so your body doesn't panic at 3 a.m. The key is eating the right thing, not sugar. That'll spike and crash you even harder. Not carbs alone, same problem. You want protein and fat, almond butter on a cracker, a cheese stick, a handful of nuts, Greek yogurt with a few berries. About an hour before bed, this keeps your blood sugar stable. Through the night, your liver doesn't have to scramble, your adrenal glands stay quiet, and you sleep through. Okay, so liver heat and blood sugar crashes, those are biochemical. They're happening inside your body whether you know it or not. But this next one, it goes back thousands of years, and it explains why some of you wake up feeling perfectly calm. Reason number 3, ancient guard duty. Humans didn't always sleep straight through the night. For most of our evolutionary history, tens of thousands of years, we slept in 2 shifts. First sleep, from sundown until around midnight or 1 a.m. Then a wake period lasting 1 to 2 hours. Then second sleep until dawn. This was called biphasic sleep. And during that middle wake period, people would tend the fire, watch for predators or threats, check on children, pray, reflect, or talk quietly with others. It was considered normal, natural. That pattern is still encoded in your DNA. And as you age, it becomes more pronounced. Your circadian rhythm shifts. Your sleep becomes lighter. And that ancient two-phase pattern reasserts itself. You're not broken. You're just reverting to an older sleep architecture. Here's how to know if this is you. If you wake at 3 a.m. and you feel calm, not anxious, not hot, not heart racing, you just open your eyes and lie there awake for 20, 30, 40 minutes. That's biphasic sleep. The problem isn't the waking. It's the stress about the waking. Because modern culture drilled into us. You must sleep 8 hours straight. If you wake up, something's wrong. You're an insomniac. But your biology says, I'm designed to wake for a bit. And here's the irony. The more you fight it, the longer you stay awake. If you accept it, stay in bed, rest quietly, don't turn on lights, don't check your phone, you'll drift back to sleep naturally. Medieval Europeans used to call this the watching hour. They didn't stress about it. They used it. Maybe you can too. That reframes everything, right? But most people miss this next part. And it's why small problems at 3 a.m. feel like the end of the world. Reason number 4, the emotion amplifier. At night, your brain chemistry shifts dramatically. Serotonin, your mood stabilizer, drops. Melatonin, your sleep hormone, rises. And your prefrontal cortex, the rational thinking part of your brain, essentially goes offline. This is why thoughts at 3 a.m. feel catastrophic. You wake up and immediately your mind starts racing. That conversation from last week where you said the wrong thing, the bill you need to pay next month, that doctor's appointment coming up, something your spouse said, worries about your kids or grandkids, and it spirals. Not because the problem got worse, not because anything changed, but because your brain cannot regulate emotion properly at that hour. Without serotonin and prefrontal cortex function, your brain defaults to threat detection. Everything feels urgent. Everything feels bigger than it is. Small worries become catastrophes. If you wake at 3 a.m. and your mind immediately grabs onto worries that seem totally manageable during the day, that's the emotion amplifier. Here's the key truth. Never try to solve problems at 3 a.m. Your brain is chemically incapable of rational thought at that hour. Any decision you make, any conclusion you reach, any worry you spiral into, it's distorted. Instead, acknowledge the thought. Say to yourself, I'll think about this tomorrow. Don't engage with it. Focus on your breath. Count slowly if you need to. Because by 8 a.m., with serotonin restored and your prefrontal cortex back online, that same thought will lose 80% of its power. You'll wonder why it felt so overwhelming. Trust the chemistry. Don't trust the 3 a.m. brain. All right, 4 down. Now the last one. Everyone thinks this is their main issue. They're convinced it's their bladder. And honestly, it's usually not what they think. Reason number 5, the bladder misfire. Yes, the bladder can wake you up, but here's what most people don't realize. It's not about how full your bladder actually is. It's about how sensitive the nerves have become. As we age, the nerve endings in the bladder become more reactive. They send full signals earlier than they used to, sometimes at 30% capacity instead of 80%. So you wake up thinking you urgently need to go. You get up, you walk to the bathroom, and barely anything comes out. Maybe a tablespoon or two. That's not a bladder problem. That's a nerve sensitivity problem. Your bladder isn't full. Your nerves are just firing earlier. The issue is this. Once you get up, turn on the light, walk to the bathroom, maybe check your phone, you've fully woken yourself up. Your brain shifts from sleep mode to awake mode. Blood pressure increases. Cortisol starts to rise. Your mind starts thinking, and now it's much harder to fall back asleep. The solution isn't drinking less water. Dehydration causes other problems, and you need water. The fix is twofold. 1. If the urge is mild, try to ignore it. It's often a false alarm. Your bladder isn't actually full. Wait 5 minutes. Breathe. It might pass. 2. If you do need to go, keep everything dim. No bright lights, no phone. Move slowly. Keep your eyes half closed if you can. Shuffle to the bathroom like you're still half asleep, because you want to stay that way. Treat it like you're sleepwalking. This keeps your brain in sleep mode, and you can slip back into sleep much faster. Conclusion: So let's bring this all together. You wake at 3 a.m. for 5 specific reasons. 1. Your liver is detoxing, generating metabolic heat that shifts your body temperature. 2. Your blood sugar crashes, triggering adrenaline that feels like panic or anxiety. 3. Your ancient sleep rhythm activates. You're biologically wired for a brief wake period, and that's normal. 4. Your brain amplifies emotions, making small worries feel catastrophic because your brain chemistry is off. 5. Your bladder nerves misfire, sending false, full signals that aren't about actual capacity. You're not broken. You're not an insomniac. You're not just getting old. You're experiencing very normal biological processes that intensify with age. And now that you know which one is waking you up, you can stop fighting your body. You can stop stressing about the waking, and you can start working with your biology instead of against it. Sleep well. So there you have it. 5 reasons, 5 fixes. Your body isn't broken. It's just being 60. Stop fighting the 3 a.m. wake up. Start understanding it, and you'll sleep better than you have in years. If this clicked for you, do me a favor. Leave a like so YouTube shows this to other people who need it. And tell me in the comments, which one of these 5 is your 3 a.m. culprit? I read every comment. Hit subscribe for more no-nonsense health content. See you in the next video.